ships of the German Kriegsmarine prowl the Atlantic waters, as Allied convoys brave the treacherous seas. With improved combat mechanics, including subs and sub-hunting, espionage and sabotage, and a campaign spanning the war in the Atlantic. Now is the time to stand up and be counted. Victory at Sea Atlantic, coming soon to early access.
This is the Start Combat screen. Here you can select ships and fleets, and move them around in the deployment zone. Ships in a squadron will move in formation. They are currently in a column formation, so they will move in single file. You can change the formation here. The fleet will then move into the new formation. Squadrons are listed here. This fleet has 2 squadrons. You can move ships between squadrons. as well as create new squadrons. Or combine the two squadrons into one. You can click here to change the facing of the ship or formation. When you are ready, you can click here to start the battle. Let's get acquainted with the basics. While in combat view, you can pan around with your camera, as well as zoom in and out. You can also move the camera and refocus on the selected ship. You can give the ship a move order. The ship will move to that point in the sea. The ship can also turn. It will keep going in that direction until it is otherwise commanded. While the ship is moving, you can also steer the ship. The mini-map shows the location of your ships and any spotted enemies. Enemies only spotted on radar will appear here but may not be visible in the main view. You can zoom in and out, and move the camera around on the mini-map too. You can also give orders to ships on the mini-map by using the command wheel. To adjust the ship's speed, use the throttle. To fire available guns, you can either select them on the card at the bottom, or open the command wheel to select all the gun batteries. The firing arcs for each gun battery are shown on the minimap. Firing in an arc will see all available selected guns that are in that arc, fire in that direction. You can change the elevation of a gun battery. This can be useful if you wish to target the deck, or aim for less armored parts of the target. You can also change the ammo type for each gun. If your ship is equipped with torpedoes, you can select the torpedoes to fire, either on the card at the bottom, or by opening the command wheel and selecting torpedoes. You can change the torpedo spread. This will reduce the firing arc and the number of torpedoes used, as seen on the bottom ship card. At minimum spread, the weapon will fire a single torpedo instead of a salvo. You can also speed up time. You can give a ship a separate order. This means it has left its formation. You can click the rejoin button to return to formation. Below the formation icon is the fire at will, and for certain ships, the launch combat aircraft icon. With these turned on, ships will launch planes and fire their guns or torpedoes without you giving orders. To give an order to a squadron, select the squadron bar and open the command wheel. If you want to return to the campaign map without finishing the combat, you can either select retreat or auto-resolve. Mousing over them will give the odds of retreating unscathed or winning the combat. For instance, you are more likely to successfully retreat if you are faster than the opponent or out of their gun range. To recap this video, click on the tutorial icon at the top to see a full list of videos covering topics such as different weapon and ammo types, launching planes, and special orders. You can move around the Atlantic campaign map, as well as zoom in and out. All the fleets under your command are listed here. You can choose between the different fleet types. The currently selected fleet is shown here with a breakdown of its composition. As in combat view, you can split the squadron, change its formation, and even create a new fleet. Once you have selected a fleet, you can give it orders. From here you can order a fleet to move to a point, or set a patrol route by holding Shift, while you click to set the patrol. Clicking the fleet's icon highlights the list of current convoys under your control. The resources coming from North America are vital to the war effort, and these fleets must be protected. Convoys can be ordered to collect or drop off cargo at a port, but once underway, they will operate autonomously. Selecting a convoy will show you their route and estimated time of arrival. You can also attack an enemy fleet. If it is the last known position of an enemy fleet, your fleet will head towards the last known position. You can launch planes from the campaign map. Select the point where you want to send the flight. Open the command wheel and order the flight to move to that position. The range of this flight is marked on the map by the circle. You may speed up time on the bridge, up to 200 times speed. At the top of the screen is the information critical to the war effort, showing current supplies, food, and recruits. Recruits can be turned into personnel in ship and installation creation, and agents are used in espionage. The counter at the bottom shows when more resources will be produced. Clicking on this icon shows you the current objectives that need to be completed. To recap this video, click on the tutorial icon to see a full list of videos covering a range of different topics. While submerged or in bad weather, submarines can be spotted through sonar, and when researched, radar. It is advantageous to reduce speed. Louder engines and bad weather can seriously affect submarine hunting. The different colors of the speed bands reflect how hard it is to spot a submarine. The red speed band means sonar isn't usable. In the yellow speed band, sonar has a penalty. When a submerged enemy is detected, its last known position will be shown on the mini-map. Sonar has a limited range and can be temporarily evaded by a submarine. Only ships with depth charges, or hedgehogs, can damage submerged enemies. When spotted, you can order your squadron, or individual ships, to attack the target. To manually attack a submerged vessel, select the depth charges or hedgehogs. These can be set to different depths, as submarines will try to evade you by submerging. The firing arcs for depth charges and hedgehogs are shown on the mini-map. In order to conduct intelligence operations, you need to build an intelligence station. Head to the industry icon, and if you have sufficient supplies, select Build. If you mouse over the Build button, you will see how many supplies you need. The station will take time to build, depending on level. You can order the construction of multiple buildings in a region. Once one building is finished, construction of the next building will begin. The construction icon will start to rotate once construction has begun. Make sure you have enough power to run all the structures. You can build more power stations or click on the power icon next to a structure to turn its power off. Once more power is available, the structure will turn back on. Once you have built an intelligence station, you can head to the Intel icon. Depending on how many agents you have, you can then start to specialize them. Assigning them to Intel security will help prevent enemy operations. Assigning them to espionage will help you gather information about enemy movements and structures. Agents assigned to sabotage will attempt to sabotage enemy installations and vessels. Success will depend on how many agents you assign to each category. Remember, the enemy is doing exactly the same thing. Click on the airfields icon and select an airfield. Click on the icon below to open the airfield window. Click on an aircraft type to see the aircraft details, as well as the cost and time to build. If you can afford it, click Build. You can queue multiple aircraft constructions, depending on level. Only upgraded airfields are able to utilize bombers. To build a farm, click on the Build button next to the farm. Select an area to build the farm, take into account raids by enemy aircraft. It might be advantageous to build some anti-aircraft guns around it. You can order the construction of multiple buildings in a region. Once one building is finished, construction of the next building will begin. The construction icon will start to rotate once construction has begun. Make sure you have enough power to run all the structures. You can build more power stations or click on the power icon next to a structure to turn its power off. Once more power is available, the structure will turn back on. To recap this video, click on the tutorial icon to see a full list of videos covering topics. Click on the objectives icon. Clicking on this icon shows you the current objectives that need to be completed. For now, select the Build Farm objective. To recap this video, click on the tutorial icon to see a full list of videos covering topics. Look around. Zoom in and out. Move the camera. Speed up the camera's movement. Refocus on the selected ship. Open the command wheel. Give the ship a move order. It will move to the targeted point in the sea. Give the ship a turn command. It will keep going in the ordered direction until otherwise commanded. While the ship is moving, you can also steer it. To adjust the ship's speed, use the throttle. You have completed basic maneuver training. Click Continue when you are ready. Zoom in on the minimap. You may give orders to ships on the minimap by using the command wheel. Order your ship to move to the highlighted point. You can also speed up time. Let the ship move to the highlighted point. Select a gun. The minimap shows the gun's firing arc. There is a hostile ship nearby. Move the camera close to it.
Awaiting orders.
With a gun selected, fire on the hostile ship. Direct hit. Open the command wheel to select all gun turrets. All guns that can fire at the target point will fire. Select the torpedoes. Change the torpedo spread. This can narrow and widen the firing arc, and change the number of torpedoes used, as seen on the ship. Launch torpedoes at the hostile ship. Sink the hostile ship. Tutorials include a full list of videos, covering topics such as different weapon and ammunition types, launching planes, and special orders. You have completed basic combat training. Click Continue when you are ready. Move around the Atlantic campaign map. Zoom in and out. Select a SW Patrol 2. Open the command wheel and start a patrol. To add an extra point to the patrol route, open the command wheel at another point in the ocean, and hold the Q orders key. Enemy fleet spotted. Attack the enemy submersible. If your target is the last known position of an enemy fleet, your fleet will head towards the last known position. You can speed up time as the fleet closes the distance. Close on the target.
We have encountered the enemy.
This is the Start Combat screen. You currently have 2 squadrons. Click and drag one ship out of the squadron list. Drag the ship onto the other squadron. This will combine them into a single squadron. This squadron is in a column formation, meaning they will move in single file. Change the formation to a line formation. The fleet will then move into the new formation. Hold the rotate button to change the facing of the squadron. The last known position of the enemy is shown here. When you are ready, you can click here to start the battle. Once a submerged enemy has been detected, its last known position will be shown on the minimap. Open the command wheel and order the corvettes to attack the target.
Fire at will.
You can speed up time as the corvettes close the distance. Close on the target. Reduce speed to spot the sub, as loud engines can affect submarine hunting. In the yellow speed band, sonar has a penalty to detecting. Faster classes of ship have a red speed band. At these speeds, engines are so noisy that sonar is not usable. Select a corvette. Zoom all the way in on the mini-map. Select the ship's depth charges. Their firing arc shall be shown on the mini-map. This submarine is trying to evade you by submerging. Set the depth charge to depth 2. The firing arcs for depth charges and hedgehogs are shown on the minimap. Once the target is inside the firing arc, click on the ocean to launch depth charges. Continue attacking with both corvettes until the submarine is destroyed.
Breaking formation.
You have completed basic anti-submersible warfare training. Return to the campaign map when ready. Here is the information critical to the war effort, showing your current supplies, food, and recruits. Recruits are used to crew newly constructed ships and aircraft. This counter shows when more resources will be produced. Click on the objectives icon. You will see the current objectives that need to be completed. Once the first phase of objectives are completed, new objectives will appear. Clicking on an objective will trigger a tutorial if appropriate. Click on the Build a Factory objective. On the Industry panel, click on the Factory Build button. Click a slot to start constructing a factory. On the Industry panel, click on the Farm Build button. Place the farm in a location of your choice. Click on the shipyard's icon. Select a shipyard. Open the shipyard window. Click on a ship class to see its details, including its cost and time to commission. If you can afford the ship, click Commission. You can queue up multiple ships to be commissioned. Higher-level shipyards are able to commission multiple ships simultaneously. Close the shipyard panel. On the Industry panel, click on the Intelligence Station Build button. Place the Intelligence Station in a location of your choice. On the Industry panel, click on the Laboratory Build button. Place the laboratory in a location of your choice. Select Force 2. Order Force 2 to merge with Force 1. Allow the two fleets to merge. Click the Combined Fleets Rename button. Choose a name for this fleet. The future of this war now depends on you. It is your responsibility to build up our naval strength, send forth fleets to defend the British Isles, and lay down the foundations for an Allied victory on the Western Front. Manufacture supplies in preparation for our eventual push back into Europe. Grow food to feed our growing armed forces. Enlist crew and troops to fight for their country. Expand the Allied fleets. Construct enough aircraft to claim air superiority. Enemy fleet spotted.
We have encountered the enemy.
Our visual range is poor in this fog. We have smooth seas. Fire at will. Repel! Fire at will. All hands, clear 50 seconds. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! Abandon ship!